unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Woll, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders right here where we call home. Grayslake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents. And recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, Shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grayslake Rehabilitation. 1 minute, your world is normal. The next, it's gone. A flood, a fire, a crime scene. Your home shattered. Your business shut down. Your life on pause. But in the darkest hour, when chaos knocks at your door, that's when Serve Pro of Northwest Lake County shows up. Not just a company, not just a cleanup crew, but neighbors, parents, coaches, locals who care. Drake and his team aren't just restoring properties. They're restoring peace, restoring dignity, restoring lives. So when your worst day arrives, call the oh no guy who becomes your thank God guy. Serve Pro of Northwest Lake County. Locally owned, nationally known, unshakably trusted. From devastation to restoration. Serve Pro, Northwest Lake County.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Grayslake. I'm recording here once again from the Loop Marketing. Big shout out to Eli for letting us record here. If you guys need any marketing needs, make sure to come over and see Eli at the Loop, right at the end of Center Street and Lake Street. So today we have a serious podcast. I'm here with Michelle Baumann. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And what is your exact role at Avon Township?
So I'm the Avon Township Supervisor, and my main role, besides keeping the budget and being the treasurer, is taking care of the people. The township government is the closest government to the people, so when people need help and resources, that's what my office does.
Great. Well, first of all, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And with everything going on right now, unless they've been under a rock, they haven't seen all the ads for the food pantry and people that are in need right now. I know there's some people that really come through to help, but kind of give the public a little awareness on what's happening. How can they help?
So can I I want to tell a little bit of a backstory a little bit. On November 1st, we had our regular drive-through food pantry, and because what was happening with SNAP, the line was so long it went out to Washington Road. Wow. And the problem was we didn't have enough food to feed all the families that were in line. And that day, somehow I was the person who was checking people in. All we asked for is how many people in your family. And we were running out of food, and eventually we ran out of food. And the hardest part was there were a lot of families that I never saw before, and they had families. They had children in the car. And I had to be the one to go up to the cars and say, we don't have any food anymore. We're out of food. And we gave them a list of all the other food pantries that we support in our area. But I was heartbroken. I was absolutely heartbroken. And when I made this post saying we were out of food, it was more to let people know that we were out of food, not to come, not realizing that over 250 people in the Avon Township community was going to share.
Wow.
And within hours, our food boxes were already getting filled. It was amazing.
Wow. And just the power of the public, right? And it showed how much people cared. Wow. So you make a post from there and 250 people share it. And then the food starts rolling in. Starts rolling in.
But it doesn't just start rolling in. People come together, like the Grayslake businesses, Mike Pruitt and Amy Pruitt and Jody Seekmar. They started this massive business campaign to get all the local businesses involved to support our food pantry. But there's so many other little moms and pops, little tables that they set up to give food away to people. I can't even explain. It was like a phenomenon. because we cannot control what happens federally. We cannot control what happens at the state level, but we can, as a community, decide how we're going to take care of the people who are our neighbors. And that set out something that is still going on. And honestly, so the reason why I'm even talking to Dave in the first place is because I needed an outlet to say thank you to the community. You guys are feeding the families in our community. You're feeding families that might never be able to have meals this past couple of weeks. You're feeding seniors and people who are disabled and veterans and children. I don't know how to explain into words what I've been going through, what our office has been going through. And so I asked Dave if I could actually talk to you guys and just talk about volunteerism.
Looking for a car dealer that actually feels like your hometown? Welcome to City Chevrolet of Grayslake, where the vibe is friendly, the pressure is off, and you'll always be treated like family. Meet Anthony Scala. He's just not the owner. He's a guy that grew up in the car business, worked his way from porter to owner. Anthony believes in people first. That's why City Chevy sponsors your kids' teams, your town events. And matter of fact, this show, they give back every chance they get. Anthony thinks that the experience of buying a car should be fun. No pressure, just honest people who care. Whether you need a new Chevy, a quality used car, or just service you can trust, City Chevy is here for you. Come visit City Chevrolet of Grayslake right off of 120. And thank you for sponsoring our town, our stories, our voice. Let's get after it, Grayslake.
Talk about the impact that you have made in just little over a week and what we need to do to continue supporting the families that are in need in our community.
All right. I love how you say the volunteerism, because we talked a little before we started recording. It's just not about food, right? It's about community coming together. And it, from what we've talked about, I think that everybody listening now and to share with their friends is that one person can make a difference with their time.
Oh, one person can make a huge difference. I mean, I don't think you guys get it. There is so much food coming in. It's one thing to get the food. It's another thing to sort the food, check the dates for food, get the food on the shelves, give the food to the people that need it most. I mean, I am so lucky that I have like regular volunteers come in, and they've been working every day trying to make sure the food is getting on the shelves and getting out to the people. There are so many more steps to the process. But on Saturday night, I had a mom that's been collecting food, and she was able to feed, I believe, 8 families last week, 5 meals. And this week she was able to serve at least 15 or more, and she needed a place to put the food together. She needed a place. And I'm like, well, come to Avon Township. But then I told her, use our food. But this mom, not only did she make complete meals, she put the recipes together. She brought her family to be a part of this. And that's volunteerism. That is, she doesn't have to do that. What people are doing is not that they have to do it, but they should. And I asked a lot of people, what made you volunteer? It's because they knew it was the right thing to do.
Yes. So you and I were at the CEDAL fundraiser just this past weekend, and it was really cool to see the principal stand up and talk about even enriching your own lives as being, doing acts of service. And there's nothing you can do that makes you happier or seem more fulfilled as to help others.
Oh, I love volunteerism, and I love working with people to find what their passion was, what their passion is to give back. Because me and you could have completely different ways of giving back to the community. It's finding your passion and doing it. Find what your passion is, and if we can't help you, let's search out an organization that can help you or start your own. But let's go back to Mark a little bit.
Yes,
let's go back to the principal. This was a fundraiser, so you're trying to raise funds so that the CEDAL Foundation raised a lot of money that night for the school. And he was asking for some things. It's a behavior and emotional school. And he's doing all this, this conversation about the school. But then he started talking about the students and how when they go home, they may not be fed. They may not be fed. There may not be enough food in most of their homes. They get backpacks. Like when they go home on the weekend, they get food that is donated to them, and they go home with that food. And after it, I went up to him, and you were there too. Yeah. And I'm like, how can I help? We have all of this food that is being brought into the township, and I got to get it out. We become like the hub of so much food. I've never had so much food ever in the township. Now the goal is to get it out. And so I talked to Mark about food, and he jumped at it. He is like, if we can make easy meals like spaghetti and pasta that the students can make themselves, that's what they need. And I talked to Amy Pruitt right after that, and she's so excited. So what we're going to be able to do is fill up her car, her truck, whatever vehicles that we need, and get the donations that you guys are making to the schools. The social workers around Lake School District were at my office on Friday, and they know the families that are struggling. And I had 30 social workers. And so what did I say to them? Take the food off our shelves and bring them to the school and feed your families. This is what you guys have done. The donations don't have to stay in the Avon Township office. They need to get out to the community, and that's what we're doing right now, trying to figure out how we're going to be able to go to the low-income senior centers, bring food to them, get into the schools, get into the places where people are shut-ins and things like that. We have food because of you. Now I need people to help me get the food distributed. And I know if we run out of food, we could do another ask. And I know the people, and you guys are going to come. I am in awe. I am absolutely in awe that one Facebook post and people throughout Avon Township and beyond are here. I have a lot of stories, but you could talk, David.
Yeah, no, okay. So I like to follow that too, that with what you need to help. So right now, let's give them the information on how do they get a hold of you to be able to volunteer.
So the best way probably is to call my cell phone number, because I'm in and out of the office a lot, which is 847-514-7087, or send me an email at mbauman, BAUMAN, at avonil.us. We have started something as a community, and it cannot stop. Right. We started something to better our community, and it's beyond food. There are so many things that our community needs help with, and this is the opportunity for us to be the community that people look at as the volunteerism, the place where people need help. There are people that are there for you. I don't have to have the skills, but maybe you do. And that's how we change our community.
Yes, and especially now, because one thing that we talked about a little bit too is, just because the SNAP program is where it's at right now, people are still needing food when we didn't have, when SNAP was available for people. This is a year-round problem that people always need things. So hopefully this wave we can ride into.
Well, not only is it a year-round problem that's not going away, there are people that never thought they were going to be in this situation. Right. I was waiting for this grandfather said he went shopping with his 3 grandchildren, and he was going to be dropping off donations. Now, this is coming from Mundelein to Avon Township, and in between all of that, I had a family of 3 kids, like 3, 2, and 1, show up at the township on Saturday, and they were hungry.
Oh no!
And they were hungry. So we were able to fill them. I was able to give them a lot of food. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just like there are stories and stories and stories. And this man, he got hurt at work and he's on disability, but they cut his amount of salary that he was making, so he can no longer make the same amount of money that he was making before. There was no way he ever thought he was going to be in this situation. Somebody passes away and they were like the main breadwinner. You lose your job. There are 100,000 reasons why somebody needs to be using a food pantry. And we got to like take that status away that if you need food, come to a food pantry. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Sometimes you have a little bit more to give. Sometimes you need a little bit more. And we just got to change our mind thoughts, not just with food, with clothing, with resources, getting job interviews. If you need a career change, if you need to get your GED, whatever it is, there are ways that the community could help you.
That's awesome. Okay, so we were talking about some success stories that you've seen out of this. I'm sure you've seen some wonderful things, but heartbreaking as well. You want to share a couple stories with us?
I mean, some really good ones are, there was a lady that was, she filled her cart up with food, and another lady asked her if it was for the food pantry donation, and she said yes. And she asked if she could go in on it. So instead of paying, $200 for one person, they both paid about $100 to fill up the township. The stories are endless. We had a firefighter that brought like a giant, we have different carts at the township, and filled up one of our giant carts with food. And then an hour later, he brought back more food.
Oh my gosh.
He brought more food. I've had mayors that put out the word, Bob Cemetery, I'm saying his last name wrong, made an email post to all the residents, and they just kept coming out and said, Bob said you needed help. Bob said you needed help. Or Mike Pruitt said this, or this person from this business said you need help. That is the power that people have. But one of my favorite stories, there was this lady who she kept bringing milk and eggs and butter to the township. But what she said has stuck with me, and I've been telling people this. She said she feels alive. She says she feels alive. And that is what I'm hearing through multiple people. They're coming here. They have a purpose. People just show up at the township. How can I help? How can I give back? Can I go pick up something, at somebody's places? I will drive. I will take the food wherever you want to go. The stories are endless because people don't want people hungry. But as you said, this is a year-long thing. I am determined now to make sure that we keep our community fed all the time. And I said, we talk about all the other food pantries in our area because we are actually emergency based. We are not a 501c3. We are a government food pantry. Okay. And so we are able to feed people every day of the week, where some food pantries are only open for a certain amount of time, but they get more food through the Northern Illinois Food Pantry than we do. So I want to make sure that those people know that if we're not open during our standard hours, which is Wednesdays and Fridays, they could go to Planned Food Pantry. They could go to Gloryland. They could go all these different food pantries because they're open during the week.
Okay, so the times that it's available to come get food from you are Wednesdays?
And Fridays typically, but okay. Right now we're open 5 days a week, and we're doing evening hours because we have the food and we know people are still not getting their full snap back. People are already behind because the money that they might have been saving up, they might have had to pay rent or they have medical bills. There is so much that goes into feeding your family, and we want people to be able to eat. When I ran out of food, it was green beans and tomato soup.
Really?
That's not the type of food that we want to give people. We want to give people sustainability, healthy food. We didn't even talk about people who have diabetes and special needs and things like that. If you give somebody food, yes, it's food, but it doesn't mean that it's the healthy food that they need for their body. Or they have allergies, they have things like that. So our regular pantry is a choice pantry, which means people can pick off the shelves what they want. And again, it's about dignity. We want people to feel it's like a grocery store, but at this moment in time, you're struggling a little bit, so the food is free.
Got you. Okay, so what you said about like green beans and tomato soup. So let's say I leave here right after and I want to go purchase some food to drop off. What are the items that I should be getting maybe that you guys lack, or what is your ideal thing coming in the door to help people?
It's kind of interesting because we've been asking people for the real basic items, because the flyer that we had made up was never meant to be as big as it was. Sure. It was our general flyer that we hand to people who want to help us. We also started Amazon Prime about 3 weeks ago because my friend Tina's like, you should be doing Amazon Prime. And
like a wish list kind of thing?
The wish list thing.
Yeah.
But Amazon Prime has been amazing. The first day we had like 45 boxes, and then we got 70 boxes of food. So people could just click, and bring us food. So we have food, but what I'm also realizing is, like, after we talk to the principal of the school, we need to change it a little bit, because if we're going to be giving families, especially children, to be able to have snacks, it might be those granola bars. It might be different types of food, because he needs something that the students can make quick and simple on their own. Also, Thanksgiving's coming up. We didn't ask for Thanksgiving items, but we're going to need things that people cook for Thanksgiving. My mind is spinning, because when something happens and it's not planned and it's organic and it just morphs into something bigger than I've ever imagined, it is a wonderful thing, because you don't have a moment to stop and think and do. It just happens. Yeah. Would I do anything different if I knew this was happening? Maybe, but no, I don't think I would. We just need other food. We didn't put milk and butter and eggs on our list. We do have refrigerators, we do have freezers and things like that. But at the moment, that wasn't.
Right. So is that something you need now?
Yeah, milk, butter, items like that. And I said we're going to need, oil and probably flour and things to be able to have a Thanksgiving together, which is just a couple of weeks away.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello, because everybody knows Nano, and Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people.
The Grayslake Chamber of Commerce isn't just networking, it's opportunity. Members get exposure through local events, online directories, and social media, plus access to exclusive resources that help businesses succeed. Make new connections, grow your brand, and be part of the events that bring our town together. Learn more and join today at grayslakechamber.com. The Grayslake Chamber of Commerce, the new wave of business.
This is Bob Churchill. I know you are always there for your family, caring for your children, your spouse, and even your parents. But in critical times, will you be able to make decisions that assure the best result for your family? A power of attorney may be necessary if, on behalf of a loved one, you need to talk to a doctor, a bank, or the college infirmary. A power of attorney may sound daunting, but the lawyers at Churchill, Quinn, Hamilton, and Van Doncelar can easily create this document for you. We are right here in Grayslake, supporting the community for over 122 years. Reach out to us at grayslakelaw.com or call us at 847-223-1500. Whether you need a power of attorney, a will, or legal help with your business, we'll take care of you so you can care for others. Go to grayslakelaw.com today for more information. Have a wonderful day, and now back to the program.
Yeah, because holidays are coming fast, and this problem is not going away.
No, this problem is not going away, and I know our community is going to stand up. But like we started like other programs at the township too, a program called Turn the Lights On. And it's something as simple as going into a senior's home and making sure that they have lights on. Because there's a lot of seniors that are living in the dark right now. There's a lot of seniors that need help, maybe shoveling their driveway or doing things like that besides food. So I want to talk about food, but I also want to talk about how we could change our community by just figuring out what our community needs. And again, what's your passion? What's your passion, Dave?
Oh, that goes deep. I don't know. When you say that, I think about, maybe some of these people are left behind because you don't have to go drop food off to a food pantry, checking on your elderly neighbor, right? Bringing in their garbage cans, doing just checking in, and as we always preach about kindness because we don't know what people are going through, right? And people need help. And sometimes it's as simple as gesture for us, but could mean the world to someone else.
And I promise you, if you volunteer, if you find something that excites you, that makes a difference on somebody else's life, it changes you for the better. I get this high, I get this rush, and I could talk about volunteerism and community impact like for hours and hours and hours and hours, because I know the change that it makes. I know what it means to pay it forward, the butterfly effect, believing in your faith, whatever gets you to realize that simply by helping somebody, it betters your life, it betters your community, it betters the world. It really does. It's such... People just have to do it. Right. And if you haven't volunteered yet, meet with me. Let's figure out where you want to volunteer at. There's agencies, there's organizations that you can contact. I had those stats. I'm going to kind of...
Yeah. Okay, I read that. You're like, check this out. I read it, and I'm like, it blew me away.
Okay. Last month at a board meeting, I talked about some statistics. And the reason I want to tell you, and I'm not a statistics person, is I think it's pretty impactful. There's about 63,000 residents in Avon Township. And if everybody just volunteered 2 hours a month, that would be approximately 1.5 million volunteer hours annually. And at Illinois' minimum wage of $15 per hour, that would equal more than $22 million in community service value.
For 2 hours a month.
2 hours a month. Everybody can find 2 hours a month. And again, it doesn't have to be something that I like. It doesn't even have to be at the township. Find a way to help somebody else. And that's what we have to do as society. We have to just come together the way, I guess the community was meant to be. Avon Township just turned 175 years old.
Wow.
And Charlotte, Charlotte Renahan.
Yes.
Let me look at the documents from the 1850s. She let me actually hold on to ledgers and things like that were original. But what was amazing to me, it was the community impact. The way Avon Township started was because of volunteerism, whether it was the fire department, the schools, helping people build their homes and the businesses and things like that. That is how we started as a township, and that is how we have to continue moving forward, because we made history. And I was so excited to tell people that we made history. So at our 175th birthday, this is what we were doing. We came together as a community. And I don't know if the history book's going to remember that or not, but I hope they do. I hope people remember that when Avon Township turned 175, we came together as a community to help each other.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's how community is built, right? And it's how we continue to build community. Also, when you say that, it makes me smile to think about, especially with, I have an 8, almost 9-year-old. When your children are watching what you do and you're giving this back, and get the kids involved with, helping out and doing things and see how they can make a difference, because you're just teaching them.
Oh, I love volunteerism with little ones, and I believe they are, well, They are our future, but the thing is, we got to look at their ideas and see how they want to make the community better.
Yeah.
And we got to help them find the person who's going to help them achieve it. Again, it may not be us, but it could be somebody else. I have little 2-year-olds that help put things on the shelf. Are they always in the right place? No. During this craziness, I actually had Girl Scouts that were already on the calendar to volunteer for our food pantry. Not only were they helping, put the food on the shelves and things like that, they got to open up the Amazon boxes. So it was like Christmas, because we never knew what was going to be in those boxes. And they're like, spaghetti or tuna fish or things like that. We need to keep doing that. We need to keep bringing younger people to learn how to volunteer. And I hear this all the time. People don't volunteer. Well, let's change that.
Yeah.
Let's change that. It's not about doing a group asking. Sometimes it's about having that one-on-one and saying why I think you would be good in this role,
Sure.
giving back. But those organic people that have been creating these most amazing ways to help bring food to families in need, those we have to highlight too. And the businesses, holy cow, when Amy Pruitt started dropping off food on Saturday, it was shocking how much food people were putting in those boxes in such a short amount of time.
Yes. Okay, so I think about that as a grand scale of things on how everybody can make a little bit of a difference, right? So let's say this episode that we put out, and everybody listening right now, let's say we have 300 different families that listen to this. If they all put together a little bit, how about half of them bring food and half of them come volunteer?
That would be awesome. But again, it's there's so many other places to volunteer for. Right. What do you want to do? What excites you? If you want to teach somebody how to do golf, teach somebody how to do golf. Spend time with seniors. Seniors spend time with the youth. My favorite is like generational volunteering too. Yeah. I was at an event maybe 2 weeks ago with the library, and there were veterans that were talking about their story. And I was talking to some Boy Scouts leaders for Cub Scouts. Why can't we put them together? Because volunteerism isn't just about doing. Cub Scouts can come and they can listen to a veteran's story, and to those veterans to be able to share what it was like and show their memorabilia and things like that. That makes them their confidence and their values and things like that. Volunteerism isn't always about doing. It's about listening. It's about participating and just finding ways that you think you can make somebody's life better, or maybe you know somebody else. It doesn't always have to be you.
Sure. No, that's great. And I love to see everybody coming together, but I love how it's a broader thing. So when we're giving food, it's nice that they bring it to Avon, but if you can't make it to Avon, there's a ton of other places collecting things and helping people out.
There are so many other food pantries in our area and in Lake County. Give it to them. Find an organization. We have a new to me clothing closet. We have a medical lending closet at the township. We have all these resources that we're able to give to people that are in need, or maybe you're not in need, but you don't want to spend $150 on a wheelchair because you just need it for a short amount of time. Right. This is it's another story. It has nothing to do with food, but it shows the impact. There was a gentleman that came into the office, and he needed a wheelchair because his friend's wife was really sick. And she wouldn't have been able to go trick-or-treating if she didn't have a wheelchair. And she really wanted to go trick-or-treating with her family. So this friend came into the township and got a wheelchair so that his friend's wife could go trick-or-treating with her children. And we have countless stories about that, too, that's a huge way of volunteering.
That's huge.
That's huge. Or picking up food for somebody who's in need, or just finding out what your neighbors need, or asking somebody on, that you bump into that seems like they need help, or just sitting with somebody, even somebody who's homeless. And we know we've had homeless people in downtown Grayslake. Sit with them. Spend 5 minutes getting to know somebody. Who they are, what they look like, is where they are at that moment. It's not their whole story.
Right.
Everybody has a story, and where your story starts doesn't mean where you are in the middle or where you are in the end. We got to just come together, not judge people, not look at people, get to know who they are, and figure out either what they may need, or maybe they have something that they could give you or somebody else because they have whatever.
Right. Yeah, and we always say that kindness spreads like wildfire, right? You see one person do something just nice, and it doesn't have to be a huge gesture. Some people just need to be talked to, right? And be seen.
I love underdog stories. Those are my favorite. And this past week, I feel like I'm living in my own Avon Township underdog story, where they can make a movie of this, how when the people needed help, our community came. We stood up and said, something needs to be done. And I'm not talking about one group of people. Hundreds and hundreds of people came together to support our community. I don't have words to say except for, like, again, thank you. I can make a little post, but I want you guys to know what you've done has altered people's, life, and has made life better for so many people, and not just the people who need food, the people who are giving and supporting and coming up with creative ideas, because they're not going to make those ideas just one time. Now in their head, they're thinking, what else can I do? What else can I do?
Sure. And a lot of people that are helped by volunteers also find a way to give back themselves. So it might inspire other people that they've been given to freely to also do the same for others.
And yes, and I have people all the time, even before the situations just occurred, that come and they donate food because they say, I remember when I needed food in Avon Township, or I remember when I was struggling. And those are the people that really get it, because they know what it was like to be humble, to have to go in and asking for help. Yes. But asking for help is not a bad thing. Asking for help is a good thing, because if you're not asking for help, then how do people know that you need help?
Right. Most people have no idea what to do with their aging loved one who needs help. Well, there is a solution. A company that provides care and assistance to make your loved one feel right at home. At Right at Home, their mission statement is to improve the quality of life for those they serve. They offer extensive services: personal and companion care, safety supervision and transportation, fall prevention, dressing and bathing assistance, medical reminders, meal prep, hospice support, ambulation support, stroke recovery, Parkinson's support. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an aging loved one that needs help, call Right at Home. Most people prefer to age in their home rather than moving to an assisted living or nursing home. Right at Home can make this happen. Contact Right at Home at rightathomenlc.com or give them a call, 847-984-0103. Now back to the show.
Okay, I want to talk about one thing, because today we're sitting here and it's cold outside. We just had our first snow. With the weather changing and things like that, and with holidays coming up, I know that from toys to jackets to blankets to things like that, stuff like that, it's probably right now we're going to start needing stuff right away, right?
Okay. Yes, and I don't think you even know this.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't?
I don't know.
So on Friday at Avon Township between 9 and 12, the Round Lake Civic Honor students, I have 4 of them right now, and they are collecting coats to give to the community. And I know in my office alone, I probably have about 150, 200 coats already that the community has been donating. That's not even including the Grayslake Park District and all the other donation sites. So we have high school students that chose to give back to the community by collecting coats. So this Friday at Avon Township, people are going to be able to get coats. So that's already happening.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
That is great. So that's another thing I was thinking, you guys do so much. If you guys haven't listened to Michelle's first episode we did together on everything the township does, blows me away.
So a fun one we just got done doing was Halloween costumes.
Oh, fun.
We probably had, 300, 400 costumes that we've been donated to us. And we're not talking like those really cheap costumes, even though there's nothing wrong with them. People were giving us costumes that were nice, expensive costumes. And the parents were telling us stories, what it was like when their child wore those costumes. And now they're paying it forward to be able to let another family have those memories. And to be in our office and watching the kids get super, super excited because they get to be, whatever the costume is heartfelt. And we had one lady that she gave us all these goodie bags just because she wanted something extra special for the kids, not just costumes. She gets nothing out of it, but what she gets is she knows that a bag of candy, kids love candy, adults love candy.
Right.
The township is a place of ideas. If somebody has an idea that's going to better the community, I want to hear about it. And let's figure out how we could do it. Because the Halloween idea came about 3 years ago because somebody donated one costume and then it just, spiraled.
Right.
And that's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about how you're going to help feed the people from now and until. I mean, there is no ending. But what else can you do? I would love to start a platform how you want to give back. How do you want to give back? Let me know. Let's other people know. Let's inspire other people and come together. If you have this idea and someone else has this idea, work together and make it happen. And we could be that community. I love volunteerism. I do. It is something that you could do. If you could find 1 hour, 2 hours of more, find it.
Yes. Because we waste a lot of time. Everybody listen. You could be doing something good for somebody right now.
But even on Facebook, if somebody posts something or business posts something, I mean, and they're doing something good, share it. I mean, I'll admit I was really overwhelmed when the Grayslake Facebook posts started with the Grayslake businesses. I didn't know how to respond. I could say thank you and things like that, but that wasn't good enough in my eyes, because how do you say thank you to people who are just doing something that they know is right, but it's because it started, well, at least here it started because of a Facebook post. And I want that opportunity to say thank you to the community. You guys, This is why we're Avon Township. This is why we're Grayslake, Round Lake area, Third Lake, Haynesville, because we care.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all that you do, because I know that you're sending a lot of thank yous out to everybody, but this wouldn't happen without you. I mean, you are all, and don't shake your head. You're allowed to take a compliment at the same time. You do so much good for our community, and we need someone like you to rally people. And just by you reaching out to me going, Dave, I want to say thank you to people. It means a lot. You're very grateful, but at the same time, we need to be thanking you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to say thank you again.
You're fine, but we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And to be around and hear everybody talking to me and telling me, hey, do you see what's going on at the township? All these people, and watching these guys and, all the downtown Grayslake businesses and the people that stop in there. It's just amazing. And I want to challenge everybody to do what you're asking, right? And it doesn't have to be bringing a big thing of food. It's just being nice, right? It's just helping everybody out, because we have an awesome community, or I wouldn't be doing this show, right?
We do.
And it's amazing to see how people come together, right? In a world that's so divided right now, it's nice to see people come together for a common cause.
Volunteerism is not about being divided, because you could do what you want to do to make whatever you feel better. It's just going out and doing it, because Avon Township should not be divided. We are a community together, and that's why we live here. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right, so calls to action for our friends that are listening. Volunteerism, obviously, that you're very, very passionate about. And we're still going to need food.
We're going to need food.
We need volunteers.
And, I mean, we need to up the list. But, again, we want to get into the schools. We want to get into different places. So we need to think more about snacks. We need to think more about food that children can make on their own too, especially if their parents are working. Healthy foods for people who are diabetics, gluten free people. There's so much that when this drive started, it wasn't that it wasn't on my mind, but it wasn't like we just set the list out that we had. But also food that you like, somebody else likes too. If you like sardines, and we had somebody come into our office and there was a can of sardines and he was like through the roof because it was something that he didn't get very often and it was special to him. So if you have a favorite food, I think that would be really fun to right. Bring your favorite food, a non-perishable or refrigerator item in, and let's celebrate right. What we could do together. So happy food that makes you, when you walk out of a food pantry, that child is like, oh my gosh, I got Twinkies, or oh my gosh, I got these nuts, or whatever it is. I think that would also be kind of uplifting, and like Thanksgiving and the holidays and things like that. I mean, we love green beans and tomato soup and things like that. But if you're asking me for something, let's bring up some special treats, some feel-good food.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. So if you're dropping off straight to the township, hours they can drop off?
8:30 to 4, Monday through Friday, but we also have bins. You could give me a call, and I love meeting people to collect those donations too, or you can send me an email. Let's keep the donations coming so we can get those donations out to other organizations and things like that. Let's create something that is going to be lasting and sustainable for our community. And again, there's so many other food pantries. Donate to those food pantries. Donate to these little tiny mom and pop pop-ups, because your reach is so much farther than my reach, even though I'm the Avon Township Supervisor. Very, very, very small people even know what a township is. And I know we're going to be ending this soon, but one of my other favorite things to do is give tours. Because if I could give you a tour of Avon Township, you have the opportunity to learn about our resources. And we are doing toys for families in need. So if you want to adopt a family, or if you want to bring a toy in, that's going to be huge. So now that we switched, originally we were switching from Halloween to the holiday season, but because of this, we kind of got delayed. But if you want to adopt a family or one child, that is our next item that we're working on this week. Let me know, and we will add you to the list so that you could help another family have something special this holiday season.
Absolutely. Let me know when that's sent, because I want to sign up right now.
Okay, I will.
Great. Yes, but if we had everybody do that would be wonderful.
It'd be huge. And if we have too many families that want to help, we do, then we find all the other groups that need other families to be adopted. I mean, it's so nice that they could get their toys that they really, really want. But if not, we set up this huge Christmas room with nature walk students, and they set it up. So it's like Christmassy, and it's really, really fun. And then the parents get to shop for their child. So the more toys we have, because it's not about having like 200 toys. It's about having toys that are for 2-year-olds and for 10-year-olds. So that expands it a little bit more.
That's awesome. All right, so we just need to get everybody engaged. Right?
Everybody engaged.
Just a little bit.
So one more time, 433 East Washington Street. Give me a call. I know I'm putting my cell phone out, and yeah, that could be dangerous, but something.
Do not spam her.
Do not spam me. But the thing is, I'm out of the office a lot, and I want to be able to talk to you and figure out what you could do for Avon Township. So that is 847-514-7087. And let's be that community that all the other communities look around and go, wow, we want to be like Avon Township. That would be like wonderful.
Awesome. I'll also put this information in the show notes, but let's blow up Michelle's phone right now.
Let's do it.
let's see how crazy we can make her by doing all these.
And where am I going? I'm actually on my way to a Township of Illinois conference where I'll be meeting with all the other elected officials in township government. And I would love for my phone to be going off the whole entire time. And I'll be like, this is what a community can do when you put the message out that we need help. So, awesome. Dave, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Oh, my God. Thank you for everything you do. So, Grayslake, hey, this is your time to stand up. This is your time to help one family out, whether it's with your time, your donations, or whatever you have to do. So, let's do it. Let's come together. And
call me. Let's talk.
That's right. And shout out to all our community members that are doing stuff. I think the food drive downtown is great, and we can always do more. So
and
appreciate all of you.
Again, I can't even say thank you enough, but I'm so excited that Amy Pruitt and I and whoever else wants to join us, we're going to be hitting the streets and getting that food out to the community, and we can't wait to share about that too. So your donations coming into Avon is going to be going out to all these other people and organizations that are not as lucky as us. Just because we got the buzz doesn't mean that it has to stay with us. It has to get out to around the community.
Yeah, and the more people do, the more people see it, the more people engage. So
yes.
I love it. Thank you again, Michelle.
Thank you.
I appreciate you very much. Grayslake, do me a favor, wherever you guys are listening, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, wherever you're at, do me a favor and subscribe. That way you're going to get to meet somebody from our community every Tuesday. And as we always end, which goes way really well with this, we never know what our family's going through, friends are going through, just a stranger on the street. So whether it's giving food or just saying hello to somebody, open the door, be kind, because they're going to pay that forward as well. So get out there. That's my challenge always, random acts of kindness. So, Michelle, thank you again.
Thank you.
Grayslake, thank you for all that you do, and we'll see you next Tuesday, everybody.